Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly tarot guidance for the week of May the 23rd, 2022. And first of all, I would just like to say that I might be clumsy for this guidance because I'm using certain cards which are not tarot, and I can only rely upon my personal, experience as a mystic, my ingenuity, because they didn't even come with a booklet. But I also have to use them because this is Gemini season. So there is astrology and tarot together. And this, I got this deck from a really, really dear friend of mine who I would like to thank very, very much. But this has nothing to do with traditional tarot, but it has a lot to do with astrology, so it's fascinating, but I'm not really sure how to use it. So all of this will just be a huge improvisation. So bear with me, please. So before I get into the reading, I would just like to say that this is going to be a very emotionally challenging week, so to speak, because on one hand we have a lot of sextiles in the sky, and sextiles demand effort, any kind of effort, even effort which we might not necessarily associate with something physically hard, like spiritual effort. This is where it has to be so serious, so acting with total determination that it will even drain our physical powers. So everything that we do this week will turn physical in the sense that we will be feeling the fatigue even physically. Even if the work is emotional, psychological, inner, real work in the sense that you have to do a project, or for me, my channel, or anything like that, we're definitely going to be feeling this quite physically. And also, this is where we have to choose to be our strongest selves in so very many ways, because this is also a highly conflictual week. Mercury retrograde already causes the misunderstandings. Mars entering very soon in its home sign of Aries, meeting Jupiter, fire. That's like blaze. And we can already see this physically playing out in some parts of the world where there are already heat waves, big heat waves, and this is how the forest fires and all of that start. So this is the kind of summer that we have to be looking forward to with Jupiter in the sign of Aries. And that is just a lot of conflictual energy. And for other people, let's say, even if you're your wisest self, your inner conflict to stop your urges, to stop your impulses. Venus in the sign of Aries, meeting the asteroid Eris, Mars' sister in the sign of Aries. That's a strong sexual urge energy. This is where literally the brains, the minds, hormonally or neurologically, electrical impulse, call it whatever you want, is almost clouded by these urges. And we see this, unfortunately, in on the internet, in the most innocent places on the internet, where some people just can't control themselves, and they're really filthy in this period. So try not to judge them. It's just the animal within them. What else can I say? Even though that's not maybe an excuse in this day and age. But so we will also see a lot of challenges, triggers from others. We will see a lot of people losing it. And why am I saying all of this? Well, this is what I expect astrologically. This is my advice for you astrologically. Astro Tarot, well, I put the astrological part in here. Now let's say what the tarot part wants to say about all of this. So yes, a sextile week where there's a lot of conflictual energy. Well, sometimes the hardest part is not to say the word, not to swear, to keep your cool, not to let anger and frustration cloud your it's not gonna be easy, and people will trigger you, all of us. And even fate. Mars right now is in an erratic degree of Pisces. Pisces, fated, karma, the past, karmic bonds, karmic relationship, Mars action, sometimes cord cutting. This is a challenging period for a lot of people. Well, this card depicts a Venusian balance. You see Venus in Libra, that already speaks about balance, the need for balance, the need for clarity, exactly what I was saying, to balance out the anger, the inner fire with some air. Gemini, Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, think clearly, think with judgment, as in judgment in the sense that you're in your faculties. Think with discernment, think with diligence. And Capricorn energy combined with this Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Well, what does this mean? Saturn, responsibility. Whatever you say, whatever Libra decisions that you make this week, they're permanent. So be careful when you sign a contract, be careful when you make acquisition. If possible, don't invest into urges. When you have this urge that, let's say I bought a new PC, this is just for example, I got a new PC, pre-Mercury retrograde, and now I have to invest more in it because I see the potential, what a big gaming PC this is going to be. Wait until, to be extra safe, like 20th of June, July even, until you invest in it. Don't follow the urge straight away, let it settle down. And permanent, if it's a work contract, career contract, if you quit or some divorce, or be very, very careful. Don't chill out with your decisions, with anything. And this is another card which is very dangerous. You see Gemini in Mercury in Gemini. So this is Gemini energy, Gemini season. Mercury retrograde as well. It started retrograde in Gemini. And this is Pluto in Capricorn. Look at the image. Hermes, but the snake. Be careful whose messenger you are. Be careful, do not get involved as a third party in conflicts. Don't be the peacemaker. Don't be the diplomat. Don't follow the Venus and Libra urges. Don't be the good person, the Samaritan. And by this, I don't mean don't act with compassion. When someone needs help. But don't be don't be the stirring spoon. Don't stir, Diligence, responsibility. Don't let the shadow allure you. Jealousy, envy, greed, hidden intent, everything masked, and deception. If you work on the internet, if you're a fellow astrologer, fellow reader, fellow whatever you are, YouTuber, this week is the week of impersonations, fraud at its finest, lies, when criminals are gonna be very, very active and powerful. Pluto retrograde. Don't believe anything, everything with a pinch of salt. Don't sign. Be very, very careful to protect your work. Road to hell is also paved with good intentions. Filter the message. Think before you speak. And also, most times it's not a good idea to hear, split, and analyze people's words. This week it's see the hidden intent. Catch people, at the act when they are deceiving you, and don't let them. So this is not a good energy, I'm sorry. I'm not happy about this personally. Okay. The eclipse. This is clearly the sun, moon, the eclipse energy. Well, let it do its job. Some things are fated. You cannot escape from some things. Even if you keep your cool, even if you follow my advice. Well, chances are, if this is fated, it will possess you. And, don't understand it in a very horror movie way, if you know what I mean. But you will say what you have to say. Instinct possesses you, and you say the no, you say the painful truth, you give what they deserve. The eclipse energy. This is when the soul meets the sun. Yes, it is dark, it is eclipse, it's crisis, but how do you know what happens in the dark? Maybe the soul and the mind will conspire and talk with each other. look, this is where we have to be allies and do something. This is the time when things get very serious. Oh, another card which I don't like. Well, this speaks for itself. See, leaving everything behind, the past, the pain, the losses behind. Do not look back. And the eclipse energy, what does this say? We are under the influence of the eclipse. Yeah, an eclipse in Scorpio, termination. The past dies. The past becomes just a memory. You have to do it. As painful, don't look back. If I remember correctly, there is some kind of story example in the Bible where the woman is told, do not look back, and she looks back at the burning city or whatever, and she turns into stone or salt. That is a symbol, of course. But when we look back, we get shocked. The shock turns us into stone, and the salt makes us salty. If you don't want to be extra salty this week, don't look back. Just let the past die. Let the people think whatever they want. Serve your interest in the, how should I say, in the sacred sense. In when you are supposed to not look back, regardless of what happens. Even when the gods of the past are spilled out and they're asking for salvation, leave the past behind, no matter how it's tempting you. No matter how it's singing to you, dancing, reveling, let it die. Let it be a skeleton. Now this is also self-explanatory. Aquarius, Uranus, Jupiter and Sagittarius. What do Sagittarius and Aquarius have in common? This, exactly this. What is the limit? Uranus says not even the mind is the limit, because there is that thing called higher mind. And Jupiter in Sagittarius says, well, that higher mind is called holy guardian angel, your connection with the universe. Dream big. That's the best escapism from the problems, aspiration, ideals. Dream big, but also stay grounded, because Uranus wants to realize it. Uranus is not just false promises, like Jupiter sometimes is. Uranus is let's do it, but in a real manner. You have to dream big. And greed, for some people, you won't believe that they will show their true colors. You won't believe what you will see this week. They will shock you. Some in the best way possible. When you get an unexpected thank you, and it's like, okay, that person is already put back in the respected list. Yes, that's a pleasant surprise, a good disappointment. Let's all be disappointed like that. But for some people, many of us, the opposite, the betrayal. But before the betrayal happens, because you're not stupid, Scorpio, you catch it before it gets to you. The dagger won't land in your heart, because like a samurai, you catch it like this, But Thor, Venus and Thor, they show their true colors, their true values. So prepare to be disappointed, either in a good sense or in a bad sense. Again, another symbol. Remember this card? Well, these are actually the same. This is from the perspective of the self-victimization. I'm a victim. I'm out in the cold. I have no choice but to leave the past behind and not look back. But I'm crying. It's cold because I want to make it cold. This is from another perspective. She doesn't have a partner really. She's pregnant. She has to take care of even animals. But look, this is her faith. She doesn't care because she has everything she needs. Demetra meets Lilith in the sky. Lilith, how Lilith sees it, how Demetra sees it. And if these two would merge somehow, it's a little bit of both. How beautiful. That is not a victimization, neither is it blind faith. It is simply the magic of your crisis. This is when you already know that it is getting better. It's already better. You're believing it. So this is what the guidance for this week. Be brave enough to allow the past to die. If something comes up, if a wound is triggered, it is triggered for you to see how far you've come with your healing and not the opposite. And this is one of those weeks where you will see the dark mirror you, in the sense that you will likely to meet a person who is your opposite. And that's the most kindest thing the universe could do to anyone, because you will see who you have not become, how much gratitude will you have for your choices, and that other person sees in you the salvation. This is what they have to do too, the choices that you made to save themselves from being your opposite. So yeah, I actually kind of like these cards, to be honest with you. For some people, still, this Pluto, and we have Pluto Mars sextile, very powerful, sexual healing. This is where let the shame be. This is where some people come out of the closet, no longer feeling embarrassed. They just show themselves. Okay, the time has come. This is who I am. Accept me or not. Bye. I feel that I'm perfect. Not because you don't see me perfect, because I know that my creator sees me perfect. The eclipse energy, Scorpio energy. For some people, what ended or is ending right now is actually the illusion that they're ugly, that they're imperfect. Actually, for some people who thought all their lives about themselves they're abnormal or weird or whatever, they wake up now that they were normal all along, and it was society that was abnormal. What a powerful healing. And this is where the universe apologizes that it let you believe all these years that you were abnormal. It just had to allow the filth to revel in their work, if you know what I mean. If they made an education system and TV channel system or whatever to make people feel ugly and insecure, and they succeeded, let you enjoy your success for a couple of years. You know, this is the universe's perspective. So this eclipse for some people comes as a divine apology. I'm sorry that I let you believe that you were like this or that when I knew the truth all along. But if I have to judge those who are your aggressors, so to speak, society, if society is to be blamed, well, then I have to accuse them with something. You know what I mean? Divine justice has its own way. Sometimes it has to allow you to be a victim, because some victims are absolutely amazing, as in they don't let it get to them and it does something wonderful. Their victimhood becomes their virtue. And I'm sure that you listening to this are one of those people. So that's why it's time for you to see the truth about yourself, that you're a perfect creation, you're the universe, your creator, your higher self, always thought that you were perfect and you did not need to change and adapt all that much. This is also very symbolic. Demetra and Black Moon Lilith, the mothers, meet in Cancer. The rebirth. Look how this is why everything died, the rebirth. But from the foams of the sea, Neptune, the meeting of Jupiter and Neptune on the 12th of April 2022. That did something for all of us. That energy, aware or not, already changed our lives, our karma. Over there on the ethereal realm, the very design of who it is that we are, that's already changed. So what we're getting now is the result of that change. So that's why I mean, yes, let's be diligent and follow the astrological advices this Mercury retrograde season. But if something has to happen, chances are, no matter how much you try, it will happen. And if it's a conflict, if it's an angry word, Your duty is just to try and apply all the advice, keep your calm, keep your cool, try your maximum, but when someone or something is seeking it, well, ultimately that's what happens. So this is the information I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you everyone for all the support, all the kindness. And I'm so sorry if I can't get back to every comment or every email, but I did not expect this. And I'm just alone. I don't know how to do emails en masse, and I'm not good in technology. So please bear with me and don't, don't judge me. So thank you so much again. I wish everyone, a really divinely protected week. Until next time, bye for now.